Vibe Show 97.9 back in full effect. Y'all already know the vibes and y'all know what time it is. Tonight is going to be a monumental moment, special for me, very, very personal for me. I don't think y'all understand what time it is, but we have a queen, a legend, joining us on the show tonight. Like I say, this is personal. So if you can go somewhere if you want to, you're going to miss out on this. This is going to be amazing. Y'all make sure y'all keep it locked. Forgive me. I'm a huge fan. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Oh. Vibe Show 97.9. I'm your host, Keynote, the Don, the Vibe King. And tonight I have a major treat for myself and for all of my listeners tonight. When you talk about legends, you definitely have to mention this queen right here. Been putting in work for so many years, have opened up so many doors for so many female artists and male artists all around the world. This is a pioneer. She is absolutely amazing and one of my favorites. I love this queen right here, and it's a total honor to have her on the show tonight, taking time out of her busy schedule. I'm talking about legendary recording artist, activist, creator, and game-changing trend setter. Been setting trends for years. I'm talking about the queen, the one and only Suga-T. Oh my God. Yo.
Hey.
What's going on, queen?
What's going on with it?
I'm just like super, super excited. I'm a huge fan and I'm completely honored to have any of your time. So for me and the Vibe team, Vibe Promotions, we just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come vibe out with us for a little while.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I've been trying to get at you for like I'm almost a year now, and finally we found some time. I got lucky and finally got to connect with you, and we're making this magical moment happen right now. So I love you for that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I like that song that you opened up with. That thing was slapping.
Well, you know, I do a little production on the back end.
Yeah,
I might have to chop it up with you about that and send you whatever you need, whatever. It don't even matter.
Okay.
So now we got a lot of ground to cover here because, you know, this is not an ordinary fly-by-night interview type of situation or whatever. When, you know, we have someone like yourself on who's a pioneer and have been in this game for 36 years in the music business. What an accomplishment. I want to start there though. Before we dive in, how does that feel to you? 36 years continuing to bless us with so much material and so much of yourself. How does that feel to just to know 36 years of longevity in this game?
It's interesting. Never thought that it would, that I would get this far, and that it would be like it is as well. But definitely grateful to be here. Looking at basically, it's unique. It's a lot of it's you see the good, the bad, and the ugly, but still alive, still in the game. 21 albums later,
Mm,
21 solo album.
mm,
It's interesting seeing how things that we've already done, how they're being called relevant. So, and just seeing the transition and transformation and all that that is coming up. It's unique. It's a unique experience. You get, like I said, you get a feeling of the good, the bad, and the ugly. But more than ever, very grateful to be here because a lot of people haven't made it. And a lot of people made it, but they didn't make it because they sleep. You know what I mean? So
right,
I'm
right,
happy to be here and woke.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Now, wow, like I gotta go back because, like I said, I'm a huge fan and have been a fan for so many years of the movement that you guys have created from day one and is still moving forward, still setting trends, still opening up doors, still as relevant as you was from day one. I want to go back though to when you guys first decided to even want to even get into this entertainment business. I want to talk about the inspiration for you as a female artist because, like I say, back in the game, back then, you had to know how to rap. Like seriously, you couldn't just be. It couldn't be none of this little, and I'm not downplaying the music that's out today. I mean, music has to evolve, time has to evolve. But I'm saying back then, you were judged on being able to spit, and you guys really stamped that and came in the game being able to really story tell and really be talking about something. So talk to me about that time period of coming in the game then, when to me it was way more tougher then.
Talk about the time. When you say that, what do you mean? Talk about the
Like
time.
that period.
About,
Yeah. That period of when you guys collectively together wanted to even get into this entertainment business.
So it's so many parts of that time, but I'll try to narrow it down. It was a time when people were, more so in the game judged by their talent. You know what I mean? Not for the agenda more so. There was the agenda, but the agenda wasn't as it wasn't as clear and as massive as it is.
Right.
It kind of was a little more balanced to the agenda. Now it's just, mostly agenda and just there's so many different aspects of it. It's different, so you really gotta be someone that again that it wasn't sleep throughout these years to really understand what it really is about at the end of the day, what life, what reality is, what the industry consists of, know how to separate the good, the bad, and the ugly, the truth from the false, the woke from the sleep, the agenda have to be clear, your focus gotta, be straight, you know what I mean? And it's a lot. It's different. But again, happy to be here and woke today, 21 albums later, 50 years old, 6 grandkids. They're almost teenagers. I love telling it because everybody tends to think that when you're older, you played out. So I'm here to make sure people are very clear that the generals is in the house and the real ones is going to stand. So that's a bold-faced lie to try to end the respect for the elders. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me ask you this though, because I noticed that you're really big on keeping that highlighted and out in the forefront when you because you are a legend and you are a pioneer. Why do you think that just your perspective of why today's generation is like that, just from all of the things that you've seen, just to get your perspective, thought process on it?
Sure, it's a buildup. It's a buildup of people once again the being asleep and given privileges and entitlements and not really understanding how life could, not understanding the true elements of life and why it's so important to respect and to appreciate those who came before you, not necessarily just in the entertainment industry. I'm talking about in general. This
Right.
is not just an entertainment problem. That's the only reason why I talk about it. It just so happened to be that entertainment is at the top of the influence, because at this point, unfortunately, it's a leadership platform. Whether it's people who are looking to be leaders, in whether it's a good, healthy leader, or whether it's a leader that's not so healthy, but it just so happened to be it's able to gain followers through the platforms, you know what I mean, in a community, and what you give them, everybody got something different that they give their community, but at the end of the day, it's still a platform of leadership, and it's at the top of the chain because it's the most massive presented, thing in people's faces every single day, and now in their pocket. And over the past 10 years, it ramped up, and just as much as it ramped up, we didn't ramp up on what we needed to do. And I put myself in we. Now, I was woke. I never went to sleep, thank God. You know what I mean? So, and some have stayed woke, but some went to sleep because they didn't know. You know what I mean? And instead we partied and got high and smoked weed because it was legal, and not because you want to get high, but smoke weed because it's legal. I've heard that so many times. It's sickening. I'd rather you say I'm smoking weed because I'm getting high, not because it's legal. You need to make your priorities right. You know what I mean? So it shows the mindset of narcissistic, narcissism, and it shows also the mindset of self-destruction and rebelliousness. And this is where rebellious messaging, and I guess us allowing the rebellious content and giving the freedom of people to express themselves in ignorance. And we highlighted it more than ever. We exposed it more than ever. We allowed it. We received it more than ever. And now it's to a place where we did not keep up with the things that was necessary to balance out characteristics. And, you know what I mean? Our characteristics and personal development, because it's so massive from one side, it's programming, and the programming comes in different presentations, it has different stations, you know what I mean? So because of that, those who were connected to the youngins, they probably didn't understand that it would be a problem. You know what I mean? They probably did not understand that it would be so important to highlight. You know what I'm saying? So important to highlight balance here. So unfortunately, because of that, it put people in a position to feel like they can reach more information, more content, more knowledge, more heights without us, because it looked so big. This is one element. It looked like it was so big. So it's like, mama, forget what you're talking about. I'm looking at the Desperate Housewives house. They got this big old mansion that's $100,000, or that might be an Airbnb. And then they get, rental, but $100,000 in Georgia, when that $100,000 is probably a $500,000 house in California that might not look like that, but it is a valuable space and should be respected. It might even been, a inheritance, type of situation, but that just could take a $10,000 job, you know what I mean, to make it into a new, fresh look, like this, the way that things are presented in front of the media and looked upon as, something to be idolized. So unfortunately, they look down on the people around them, and we've put them on a pedestal to make them feel like they own our level. Like I've seen people let kids come in and turn the music off, turn off the old school music. And it's like, hold up now. I came here to hear some old school. I want to hear the second time around.
Right, facts.
You know, I want to hear let's go out and party. You know, I want to hear the good stuff, and they come in here. And it's like, okay, we supposed to come and we gonna run the party. They come in, put the younger music on, and it's cool for a moment, but it's like I came here to listen to old school because this other stuff is everywhere, you know. So I want to be here in this space where I can gravitate to some stuff that's gonna feed my spirit, you know, and put me in the mindset of peace and harmony and love. And you know, and back in the day before there was problems, before there was responsibilities, before we knew what was going on, but we still was able to enjoy life, you know, by through the music and the music messages and the music energy, you know what I mean? So there's so many reasons, there's so many problems. So there's agendas. Again, you know, we're putting this stuff in their face. They don't have to call us for help. You know, they will go on YouTube and think they didn't found it. So it's a form of selfishness, you know, at the same time. And it's also somewhat of a form of rivalry. Like, I'm going to do it better than you because you did it wrong at the end of the day. And most of it is from ignorance, because the reality is I don't care how much information you got, how much knowledge you're getting from all these different sources, it cannot equate a lot of times over experience. And I'm talking about the woke experience. See, some of us is woke experience and some of us is sleep experience.
Can you explain the two?
Absolutely. A woke experience is somebody like myself. One, I have a PhD. I have multiple credentials, master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, a couple of AAs. I have a variety of certifications. I'm a business owner of 25 years. I have made it in the dust and in the dawn. You know what I mean? I'm a record label. I've built out an enterprise. We've survived under all aspects of money or no money. You know, money is not the author of my world. You know what I mean? I can survive with it or without it and be just fine. I can go get a job because I'm smart enough to do it and I'm confident enough and I've built enough great relationships. If I needed somebody to pull me in, I'm not saying this to brag on me, but I'm saying in terms of the well-roundedness of the wokeness that you have to survive in this world. I've raised two generations, you know, again, almost teenage children, and as well as children in their 30s. And as you see, I still look 30. I understand technology, IT certification. I understand digital marketing. I understand all the elements of what's going on in the spiritual world, mentally, physically, spiritually, as well as financially. And I also get wisdom and respect the game and respect my elders, as well as respect youngins to a space where at least I'm willing to learn, but I'm not fit to let them run me because most of them don't have enough sense to run me. Right. So at the end of the day, you know, my point of wokeness is you got somebody that's in the mix, you know, 21 albums later, you know what I mean? In the mix, able to maintain even under the auspices of male chauvinism and of those who are ageism of trying to fight the elder woman's mind because they want to turn the youngins out, because they want to put young people in front of the game so young people can follow the rebelliousness. And then at the end of the day, those agendas can be accomplished, that they sell their music or their products, or these powers that be sell their, you know, the messaging, you know, that there is a level of supremacists, you know, and that we're able to trick even the older generation that don't have to do this, that won't support us because they're afraid and don't know who they are, to keep them all off course. My point is, I'm a woke one. I watch all this stuff and I see it, know what it's coming from, know what to do. Not only that, but I also have engaged tremendously in being a leader in my community and dealing with my people, my race, you know, the people that I can relate to outside of just my race, giving back in terms of teaching people how to survive in this world, the real world, as well as in the music game. And so, you know, I wasn't asleep through these years. Now you got some that sleep that won't even touch a computer, won't get online. Right. I'm not messing with that. You know, that's for old people. I mean, that's for young people. Or I'm not going to do, I'm done. I'm not going to do all that. I'm stuck in my ways. That's that's sleepy. Go bye-bye, go to sleep. You know what I mean? You know, sleep is sleep. You don't know what's going on out here, and just willing to just stay in one box. You know what I mean? And stay there and be okay with just that box. You know what I mean? And not looking at all the other boxes. You know, asleep is one who self-destructs, you know, who don't necessarily build their house, but they tear their own house down, not build it up, you know. So that's the difference, I could say. And then another sleep is a sleep that's okay with poison in their neighborhoods and poison in their community, and, you know, and continuously being a part of the programming that's going on, instead of actually stepping back and realizing that, hey, One day you're gonna have to leave here, and what are you gonna say? You left everybody motivated to do drugs and alcohol and conduct violence and stripping and bullying and bragging.
Right.
This is all you left here is for these people to be here with this on energy on the earth that don't understand how to decipher, you know, the difference between reality and fake, and you didn't at least give them some balance. So when I say that, and I don't care how much money you got,
Right.
I mean, you could still be asleep and be a billionaire and a millionaire. You know, I'm not. I'm speaking from all those aspects. So when I say that, and I know you wanted me to explain so people can understand, so thank you. That's what I mean by sleep and woke. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I definitely appreciate that. We're gonna go to a commercial. I want to run this commercial that I was blessed that you sent me with. Definitely we got the big 50th the Suga-T birthday bash that's going on, and we got a celebrity lineup. You know, we definitely gonna run this, and I want to come back and I want to talk about that a little bit, and then we're gonna be all over the place. Y'all keep it locked in. It's the Vibe Show 97.9.
Guess what, y'all? 50 to new 30. Celebrate with me the legendary Suga-T's virtual birthday benefit pop-up dedicated to support parents of children with autism. Check out special exhibits, celebrity and guest performances, and pop-ins from people like Lenny Williams, CeCe Peniston, Tara Kemp, Candyman, Chubb Rock, Rappin' Forte, DJ Spinderella, Lady of Rage, Jail Felony, The Click, and more. You get a sneak preview of my latest musical, Eris I Am. Help us celebrate and to unsilence the nonverbal voices on the autism spectrum for the holiday season from your couch. Sponsored by the Her Museum. Register now at hermuseum.org or theworkingproject.org/donate. Don't miss it. 5:30 PST and 8:30 EST on hiphoptv.com.
Vibe Show 97.9, back with the legendary Suga-T. Now, I love that. And you know, you're always doing this, and you have been an activist for quite some time now. Talk to me a little bit about this that's coming up, this event.
So this in particular, I just said one day, you know what, somebody reminded me that I'm turning a milestone. And I'm like, wait a minute. I be feeling like I'm 60. You know, I've had so many responsibilities so early and have had such a very exposed, you know, life of all types of things and crash courses of, you know, of all different types of elements that put you a little bit more experienced than most. So, but it was crazy because they reminded me, because I kind of stopped counting age, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not hiding it, but you know, just stop counting, because I'm like, you know, whether I'm 50 or 70, I'm still gonna be 30.
Right.
So the bottom line, in 30 and woke, doing my job, being a big sister, being a big auntie, you know, being a leader, and doing my job here on earth, you know, in terms of making sure that I am teaching those who will be open to learn how to be young and kind to their own husband. Not only that, but to be real, well-rounded heiress. It's a difference between a Harris and a queen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I build queendoms, but at the end of the day, I'm an heiress. You can't decrown me. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
My setup is not contingent on the industry. It ain't contingent upon what people do or think about me. If I don't have a fan today, bye. They don't have to like me. I'm going to say what it is, and I'm going to keep it 100, period. And it's not an agenda, and it's not enough focus, and it's strategic elements that make sense, because I'm not physically sitting on TV just to be on all the time, just to be seen. Right. I'm not just going to take my clothes off and show you everything just to be seen. I'm not going to go in the park and make no big stink. I'm not going to make up all these different things that make people bring attention to me, because it's exhausting, and it is what it is. I don't feel like you have to do that. And I'm okay, you know, with that. But how did I get there? So anyway, I came up with the with the conversation about the 50, the new 30, because I was reminded from associates that I'm turning the milestone. So that's like, you got to do something. We got to do something for you too. Every year I do an event.
Right.
I do it 3 times a year. I do a series, and it's a fundraiser for my Amazing Moms program that supports families of children with autism. And so I specifically focus on moms of children with autism and the purpose of it. And if you put it in the link, you can see the work. It's Amazing Moms program at theworkitproject.org. And you can actually put it in the comments. So if people want to go there and check out the work, they could see what we're about. They can also buy the tickets as well.
And
Um,
that's on the web. They can get that all that on the website as well, right?
no, they can't. This is
No,
a
they
totally
can't.
separate project. This is for the Work It Well
Uh,
fundraiser. Yeah,
okay.
because it's a benefit concert. So it's all held on the Work It Well project, Work It Well project organization site, but it's here at theworkitproject.org/events. I'll put it in the comments if you want to put it in the ticker. So
Yes. Let me
yeah,
see.
so thank you. And it's so I decided to just do my fundraiser instead of my birthday and then the fundraiser. So and I was like, okay, you know what? Actually, 50 is normally, most of the time when we were younger and inexperienced, we thought it was old, but there is a young 50 going on here, and I'm one of them. So 50 is the new 30. So I'm like, 50 is a blessing, and I want to let people know it's a blessing, as well as that, maybe it can be a great example to the youngins that actually, we're youthful, a whole different age of women like myself and men. And so I said, so I want to have an opportunity to address the ageism, continuously and kick it off in a movement, and then at the same time to be a support to the families of children with autism and give people a chance to come together and create for a cause. So we have
Right.
a sing-a-thon segment where people are coming and giving their creativity towards the event and pledging in a specific segment called the Sing-a-thon segment, in which means the unsilencing of the voices of nonverbal populations on the autism spectrum that cannot communicate as they would like or as they would be expected to. And that's what that segment represents. And then, of course, we have exhibits that are showcased, in which this is an exhibit as well from a soon fully released um, platform called the Her Museum that will be fully released at the top of 2022. And it is a platform that supports and inspires those who are impacted by systemic antics like racism, sexism, ageism, and classism. And we serve as a platform, a safe platform for them to implement and develop their talents. We also address the negative depiction of Black women and girls in media and society, and we intervene between the impact that it has on their life and lead them to safe spaces and to make better decisions, as well as to sustainable opportunities for themselves. So we present those services in all different types of ways. And then, of course, the third focus of the Her Museum is we also highlight historians who have been influential and innovative of yesterday, today, and still today, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, who have brought innovation to um, influential industries such as technology, film,
Mhm.
community, music, media, and we basically present them and celebrate their legacies and make sure that their legacy is never forgotten. So the bottom line, and we provide different types of programming that is media related and also available arts related through different types of galleries and exhibits and showcases and projects that we do. So it's a really unique travel, virtual, and land museum. So we're presenting it through that by that platform and bringing out information as well as giving information to the public so they can learn more, hearing from these moms of children with autism of their experience of their journey, and somewhat giving them some information. And then of course we have some other contributors, celebrity contributors, in which are participating: Chubb Rock, Lenny Williams, Lady of Rage, Candyman, Tara Kemp, J.O. Felony,
CC Peniston,
C.C. Pennison, thank you. Um,
Curtis Blow.
Curtis Blow, yep, Rapping Forte.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a special presentation off of my
You got
new
the click too.
musical. Um, the Click will, in most cases, poke their nose in it. The Click will poke their nose in it as well, and definitely a whole lot more. So it's going to be a really nice presentation held streaming live virtually, where everybody can have access to it at hiphoptv.com. But you can register now and get your tickets because you have to be registered in order to get it. So it'll be streaming and available to register up to date. And you can't make it. You can also donate, pledge, support the cause, because it supports not only a proportion of services during the holidays, but it also supports us throughout the whole year in our Amazing Moms program. So definitely we would appreciate any type of support.
Absolutely. It's just, I just think that the work that you've been doing over the years, and like you said, this has been a continuous thing that you've been doing. What on top of all of this that you've been doing, what still keeps you inspired to want to still be creative as an artist in this game? Because like I said, you've seen um years of the game change, because the game was totally different when you guys came in, and now seeing it evolve to what it is right now. A lot of people are uninspired with the direction of the way that the game going, because I mean, we see the agenda, we see, you spoke on that earlier, we see the agenda. It's easier to grab the youngsters and manipulate them by money and the lights and all of this stuff or whatever. And like you said, from a leadership standpoint, as the elders, a lot of elders have just failed back and like, you know what, it's just out of our hands, yada, yada, yada. But you have not. What still keeps you so engulfed in and inspired as an artist and as a CEO, a businesswoman, and as a queen, to still speak in the manner that you speak on the game and still try to educate?
That's a great question. It's interesting because I do quit sometime. Like I'd be like, okay, I'm done with this.
Right.
Matter of fact, I've quit several times. Originally, sometimes to step back and get well, because I pretty much witnessed this whole change,
Absolutely.
And I had hands-on experience to how it happened, and how it could have been prevented and how it still could be prevented, what I mean? And how balance can be brought to it. But I seen it happen right in front of my eyes, and I knew it was going to happen. And that was part of the reason why I stepped back, and then I watched the show. And in the meanwhile, I laid down a path for safety for myself, because everyone else was with it and I wasn't.
Right.
So it was like, so I definitely have slowed down. I take times off. I took times off. I don't do it anymore because I'm getting older now, and certain things I'm not going to want to do. And there's certain things that I'm trying to make sure that I put together. And once I realized that the main thing that kept me coming is realizing that they want you to stop and get out the way. They want you to like say, oh, I can't take no more. I'm not doing this anymore. The agenda wants that to happen, because, if they don't hear from us, they think they're going to wear us down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So only because I'm a fighter, I think, and I'm going to give all God glory because it's my calling, only because I get the whole thing and I've seen it before it happened. You know what I mean? And I stepped away from it because I didn't want to be a part of it, of giving that out and doing exactly what it's doing. Because this doesn't just affect. This is why I fight. This is not just affecting the industry. I'm a survive. I'm okay. In terms, they could try to push me to the side as much as they want and try to put. I'm a bad chick. Period. You know what I mean? And I don't say that in any form of arrogance. But when you're talented, you're talented. And it's not a gimmick. It's not something. I don't need a rah around me. I don't need a big stage show. I can stop right now. I got a song called Rain Sunshine. It's been a journey, but we're still here. So glad we made it over, but we're still here. Came a long way, but we can't quit now.
Yeah.
It's like riding the roller coaster. We can't stop now.
I love when you did that on. And you done it on Instagram too, because I follow you. I love everything that you do, and I was like, "Yo, really like really pouring out with these bars, like with these messages. And I don't know if people really catching it or whatever. And I also seen like a little I seen you spit some bars, and you really kind of like speaking to these young chicks, letting them know, hey, yo, I'm still here.
Yes,
I see what's going on. And,
yes.
I had a little back and forth with one of my partners, and he was like, yo, I think she's talking about Meg, man. Like, I don't know. I was like, oh, I don't see Sugar just
No, I'm not talking about
going at her neck like that. I think she was just
no.
overall.
Not at all. Matter of fact, I did an interview, and every time I get on the interview, they ask me, "What do you think about Meg and Cardi?" And I just tell the truth. I just tell the truth that they're all duplicates of us. And the only difference is they're put in front of the media more now in front of us.
Right.
So they take the platform and they work in it. And those agendas that are a part of it is accomplishing their agenda. So, unfortunately, it's great for them to get a career, but it's bad that the hip hop industry takes somebody down to pick somebody up.
Facts.
So I just tell the truth, and they make it seem like I'm bashing. I actually see sometimes comments as, well, who is she? How she know? She only had a one-hit quitter. And I'll be wanting to say, look, BITCH, you need to really do some homework because I'm not a one-hitter quitter, boo.
Facts.
I purposely have not been on TV all the time because I don't have to. These girls have to, obviously, because they sit in front of the camera every second. Who wants to sit up in front of the camera with makeup on all day long and just, keeping attention on them all day? I'm just not her. I don't need to. I'm happy with myself. And I don't feel like, and nobody's driving a slavery stick on me to have to do it because I run my own thing. You know what I mean? I run my own record label. I was brought in it as an executive producer, and I've been very blessed to be able to know how to sustain. And I have a multi-division enterprise that works. You know what I mean? So, that I've built. So, that's the difference. And a lot of ignorant people don't know that. So I have to share the truth in terms of, and sometimes it does seem like I might be talking about, them, but I'm not talking about them specifically. I'm talking about the machine. And I'm telling the truth that they do sound like all of us.
Right.
City girls sound like JJ Fat.
That's right.
Okay. Cardi B sounds just like Nicki Minaj. Okay.
Yeah.
Megan sounds just like a combination of me, Foxy Brown, and I can keep going on and on. My point is they're not doing anything new that we have not already did, but it's just being introduced to the new generations. So the new generations just assume that it's fresh and new, and it's not. It's actually, if you're going to equate relevant from irrelevant, I would say they're irrelevant, and not because of the fact that they're in front of the game all the time, but because they're doing what we already did. Irrelevant is something that is presented that's not important, or that's not, factual, or that's not, I guess you would say, inclusive. And and at the end of the day, we are inclusive because we created the style. I'm a first generation original hip hop G, period. And what they're doing is, I did that, wolf tickets, some silly chicks trying to be the shit, coming with that sicky sing stupid ass shit. So you about to pay me though, because I'm a scat to Vallejo to the iggity oh. It's a game of chicks woofing trying to get in for free. Sprinkle me, you see me, Suga-T, it's nothing.
Don't do them like this shit. Hold up, I can't run past that. Don't do them like that.
Don't give me a hand clap. It's nothing. It's like this stuff is like so second nature to us, like to make the disrespect of the people, just assuming because something is so hyped in their face that it just puts us in a space where we're irrelevant. That is ignorance. And so I try to educate the community and get them some history, which was part of the reason why I started the Her Museum. They're not doing nothing new. They're duplicates of what we've already done. That is just the bottom line. And it's nothing personally towards them. Those are my little sisters. And I would never, I'm a real woman empowerment. I have real women in my life that will tell you how I lifted them up. I mean, at one time I used to beat them up because I was a tomboy and I was younger, but till I realized I was angry. I had issues, you know what I mean? Right. Until I got older and realized, and sometimes I was pushed into it because I was picked on. But as I became conscious throughout my life and realized, and the thing that my mom sold, treat people how you want to be treated, and then I understood how much women have to go through, I became more to want to love on them and have daughters that I want to, and pick up and edify versus break them down. I look at all these little sisters like they my daughters, because they're actually they're the same age as my daughters. My daughters in their 30s. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the truth. And some people will say you're bitter. It's like, no, honey, I'm not bitter. Don't you see me? I'm cute.
Right.
My butt is real, honey. Every bit of it is real. I didn't have to put no butt cheeks and none of that. It sits up nice and high. You know what I mean? And just the way it's supposed to be, that people paying to have it done and hope that it come out right and hope that they don't have cancer later. You know what I mean? Because they didn't put a foreign object in their body. I have big breasts. My breasts are all real. Always have had them. I don't have to add any augmentation to me. The only thing I might put on is a wig and some makeup. And I don't have a problem with taking it off, because I still like myself with it off. So my point is, and I don't say that in confidence and arrogance, but I say it because if you don't tell yourself that, and you compare yourself when you're a person like me that's super big and in front of the game all the time, and then life happens, whereas you have put, I put a big, long 16 years, hardcore years in the game where I built my brand. But then, after that time, it's like, hold up, let me make sure that my experience is well-rounded with other things that I need to take care of that I won't have time to get back. You can't get time back with your kids that you had. You can't get time back with certain things in life. So I knew my priorities, and I was willing to take the back seat, you know what I mean, to prioritize my space, to make sure I can look like I look now, to be who I am, to be a peaceful, happy, healthy conversation and set up with my own children. Because a lot of people run off and they go touring all over the place, and they rich and stuff, but their kids can't stand them. They're somewhere poking their needles in their arms. They somewhere jumping off a bridge because they didn't get the attention from their actual parents. They're running around here on drugs. They live in any kind of way. They're doing anything and everything. And of course, I'm not saying that you can't be a good parent and that still does not happen, because that is absolutely true. You can be a good parent and it still happens. But if you're running all over the place later, you don't think that you're going to think in your mind like woulda, coulda, shoulda, and it will torture you later. Like, maybe if I just would have stayed home. Hopefully, if you're healthy, you'll think that way. That's what I mean. If you're a woke one, if you don't care, then you'll just go along with it and don't even think about it. But I knew that I was a woke person, and I wanted to give all that I could, to what they deserve, to my first priority. That was my first priority outside of music and entertainment. And of course, to have that well-rounded experience as a woman to continue to better myself. So my point of saying that is people misjudge you, and they will beat up on you because they don't see you on TV all the time. These ignorant people gets in these comments and they'll say, oh, well, who is that? What's she talking about? Oh, she bitter. Don't even know what the hell they talking about. So if y'all up in the comments now, shut up. Okay. I don't have a problem with funking with the comments, because I get in them and I will email back and be like, well, you might need to go check my track record, baby.
Right.
Because they be playing. And it's like, we are human beings. And, most people say don't look at your comments because you're going to get pissed off. But I looks at mine, and I'm being honest with you. The majority of them is good comments, the real ones. Because most
I look at them too. And because I'm one like I love you guys. And when you see buffoonery, as like you said, as a human, it is gonna bother you, especially when you've put in the work and opened up tons of doors. You know what I'm saying? There's no city girls without Suga-T.
And still putting in work. That's the most, and then you have to deal with it. Now, let me tell you, that's why I stay motivated, because when I look in them comments, like you said, I do see a lot of people that got respect, they love me, and that literally know what it is. And I say, you know what? Just because it's something that's out here that I need to keep feeding, and that actually is standing through the test of time and still keeping it 100, I'm going to give it to them. If I have to have 50,000 faithful fans, okay, opposed to the 20 million fake fans,
right.
As soon as the wind blow and you're not around no more, they on to the next. I'm good with that. Although I've been blessed, you see the platinums. I got platinums and golds. I got about 10 of them, and I probably got another 5 that I've gotten over the years, because my music still grows. God for all the people that I've impacted over all these years and they still with me. That's another motivator. You know what I mean? And, and there's a lot of other more visible things. It was just hard for me to get used to having to just sit in front of the camera all the time. But with the internet, as the over 10 years as it done ramped up to people just always needing to be visible all the time, and it's a short attention span from the people and this and that, you have to just put all your business out there all the time.
24/7, what you're eating, what you're drinking, where you at. I just, I don't get it.
And I believe it's gonna cause some mental problems, and it has. It already causes mental illness in some ways. I mean, I just be so sad when I see some of the stuff that they share, and I look at, I mean, there's some serious mental illness out here, and people will show their issues, just everything, all their business, just everywhere, all the time.
Pray for me Instagram, pray for me Facebook, pray for me. You don't know these people. These people don't even care.
Man, they've been and done some witchcraft on you, put some heebie-jeeba on you. What you mean, pray for me? Half of the people on your space, especially that personal space, they can't stand you. You can't trust them. You know what I'm saying? So they busy trying to see what they can find wrong, or figure out how they can cheat on you, or cheat from you, or or figure out how they could get in front of you, or which bad didn't happen so they could think they was right. I mean, that's the one side. The other side is people may actually love you,
Right.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it may still be looking for you. But definitely looking in those comments is one of the reasons why I still record, because it's a lot that rock with me still after all these years. And I'm so grateful. I don't compare myself to these young ladies. I got my platinums and my golds too, plenty of them. So, and got a gold or platinum before there was radio and internet.
Exactly.
So
that's what I wanted to ask you about too, Sugar, too. I wanted to ask you because, you guys are, one of the few who actually made it through the cracks of, because, a lot of these people, they're making money and all of this and all of that or whatever. But then at the end of the day, when we get to the end of the road, these guys are no longer, they're gone. They're broke. They was played. But you guys have a very interesting story because you really, really early on the importance of your publishing, and you guys made y'all were making chess moves. Can we just talk about the importance of how you guys were educated, because you guys made it through and everybody is doing quite well?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, we came in coming in as a business. We were an independent business. Mm-hmm. And so, we were taught the game. My Uncle St. Charles taught the game to my brothers. My brothers taught it to me and my other, those that were connected to the scenes, the behind the scenes. And, and of course we implemented that and we continue. Now, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, but the reality is that we always thought in an independent mindset. And Chaz Hayes was a very good manager that helped us stay in that space, which was a manager. So we were blessed to have people that actually came to, to share and help and support you, but they came because we worked very hard on our own. We were selling music out the trunk before Nipsey Hussle, may his soul rest in peace. We were selling, everybody thinks that he was the one that discovered that, or everybody, thinks that a person, that came after us, years later discovered that. But we did that a long time ago, right in the bag. Right. We sold them out of trunks on the street corners. We sold them to one-stops, distributors, record stores. We did all this stuff ourselves before retail was online. Before you could just go online and download, do the downloads and put it up in that way. So that's how we were trained, is to be independent minded and to go. They taught me how to do my own contracts. My brother was like, look, don't give them no more than this. Don't give them no more points than this. This is this. And I'm signing here. And, and it was taught the game, and it's just interesting because there's always some slick thing going on.
Always, it.
Figure out something. And it's always some angle. Like now, I believe that you have to get your publishing before 3 years. If you don't have it in, you got up to 7 years. It was up to 7 years, and now I believe that they're trying to say 3 years.
Yeah.
Either they have already done it or they're about to. So you're always trying to keep up because there's somewhere where somebody's always pimping. But
right.
You know what I mean? But so we always have multiple streams of income. I have, that's all I know. I have a fragrance company, a spa
You
wellness
got the boutique. Yeah, I was just going to say that you got a lot of streams of income coming in.
You always just thought I better get something else and sell it. It's like so. It's just a part of us. It's just been that way forever. And when I left welfare, I was like, I know I can't go back to this, so I need to make it work. And it's always good to have something on you to sell. So, and I help teach other people to do the same thing. I'm a success and wellness coach. And so, to make a long story short, it cracks me up because people always ask me, well, was it easier back then than now? They always ask me that. And because they think now is easier. Now is not easier. Now it's harder. It's harder than ever.
Because you have no control. At least back then, you had control of you selling somebody a CD. Now, going through these streaming platforms, it's beneficiary to them because they control the algorithm now.
Yes.
You don't know. You're selling a lot, and then they can turn you down.
And the mindset, they sure can turn you down. You tell them the truth. I even put my own stuff in a distribution channel, and they call their stuff, telling them they ain't accepting mine.
Exactly.
So you're absolutely right. And everybody's trying to eat off you now. Mm-hmm. Everybody is there like crabs in the buckets from all different types of spaces, pulling on you, trying to see how they can eat off of what you got and trying to get over. And they're trying to really take advantage of the ignorance of those that are in hip hop, that does hip hop, that is connected to it at some capacity. They all got an agenda trying to get something out of it to get over on somebody. That's why it's much harder, because at least back in the day, people were sharing.
Facts.
We didn't even look at each other as competition back in the day.
Right.
We didn't look at that like.
There was so much originality back then as well. Nobody sounded like The Click. Nobody sounded like Suga-T. You know what I mean?
And none of the other acts. Absolutely. And none of the other acts, we all weren't looking like we competing with one another. Now it's all, you got to pull out the king. This the queen of hip hop, or this the king of rap, or they do it more than ever with the women. So I tell them it's harder now, than it is back then, because the problem is that it's not necessarily hard to survive now, but it's me looking at how foolish and ignorant, you know what I mean? And how bamboozled we have gotten and allowed ourselves to get. And it's heartbreaking,
Solo here, he talked about that as well. He just the ignorance of where the game is now. He just said that same thing that you just said, and it was heartbreaking to him just to see the way that the game is right now. It's really, really sad. And it's almost like I like when the youngsters come on. I asked this female artist who was young, who reached out to come on the show and was doing her thing. And I asked her, I was like, what's wrong with, I was like, why are the younger chicks so angry and just so aggressive with everything that they're putting out? Everything is, get them for the bag or some type of music that's kind of in that way, the city girls type style, or it's like they're all pushing that agenda, as opposed to, hey, look, you can be independent, get your own money, open up your own thing. It's not that. And she was just like, well, the guys was doing it, so it's our time now. It's our time to shit on them. I was just like, I just want to hear something different.
Wow. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That is a problem. I don't even want to hear females rap, to be honest with you. I just don't even want to hear their voices, because it sounds horrible. First of all, our voices are squeaky already, and it already sounds irritated. And then, I had to say it that way. It's just the truth. And then they all talking about the same thing. It's like, can y'all talk about something else? This is so played out. And it's heartbreaking to see us. I'm a Black woman and I have pride. It affects me for everybody to be so ignorant, because I'm a businesswoman and I move around with integrity, and you know what I mean, to get deals closed and to deal with some prominent environments where you know, you need to be a little more well-rounded to even do business with them. And
Mhm.
then of course moving around just as a civilian, and you got people looking all up downside your head, you know, like you crazy, or like you
Right,
stinking, you know, or
right,
like you a whore, or like you ain't got no integrity. And I'm looking at, I know these people looking at us like, what is wrong with them people? They got a chance to be on TV and they acting a fool like that, or they got a chance to do something and make some money and make some of themselves, and this is what y'all do. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So it's just, it's over across the board. It's horrible, and it's not a good feeling, you know, and it's disrespectful to the aura of who I am as a Black woman who demands my respect.
Mhm.
Period. Demands my respect as a Black woman who has been pushed over in society. And I don't mean by just men, but I mean as a Black person that's
Right.
fought for to be respected, you know. And here, this is all you gonna do with what you got opportunity for. It is such a horrible thing, and it's really heartbreaking. So it's just people are again, it's all of it is lack of knowledge and lack of thinking they need knowledge, or lack of respecting knowledge. You understand?
Right.
And a part of it is just them just being okay with ignorance and rebellion, and happy that now somebody's accepting it and they ain't got to have no boundaries, you know.
Right.
And then a lot of it is they just copycats. They all want to do what everybody else doing. You know, they're not low leaders, and they're not, you know, looking to, they think they are, but they look like fools doing that. It's like, who
Right.
tears down their own space like that? Who wants to, you know, who wants to keep beating up on men? Who wants to, you know, to act like they cool all the time, or who wants to always, you know, be on top of somebody and be bigger than them?
Like
It's
you
like,
can't show your vulnerability
yeah,
in no type of way anymore. It's like you know, being a, you got to be a tough guy,
yeah,
or you got to be a tough chick. You know, nobody can show the vulnerable side, or tell a real story about what's happening in their life, or you know, because that's what I liked about y'all. You know, it started off a certain type of way. You know, you guys hungry, grinding in the game, and you
mhm,
know, boom, and then it's showing the progress and the growth as you guys grew. You incorporated that into the music, and we grew as fans, had the opportunity to be able to grow with you guys. But we knew about y'all because y'all shared excerpts of your lives. And also the thing that I really liked about you guys movement was it was always some type of game in there to pick up. You know what I mean? Watch out for this, or if you do this, this the result of doing this. I
mhm.
love that.
Yes,
Game hitters.
absolutely. Game spitter. For real, for real. Yeah, oh, my flowers song, it was interesting because it made me, you know, position myself. I said, you know, the song is called Flowers. Give me
Mhm.
flowers because I'm here to stay. Flipping burger straight chase no wait. Flipping burger straight lace no chase was fake facing. Real ones identify me a different way. It's TT Bay Slay all day. Took a break for a second. You slipped in the game. Some of you chicks controversial way, and some of you chicks open up your legs, and some of you dudes act just like chicks, rocking skinny jeans, male politics. What you doing
Uh-oh.
right now already been done. Willie for the buffoon coon, write your songs. Is you a hater, a man who hate women? I'm ashamed of what becoming a rap game. Selfish, bust the chicks and chick study hating. Got the females in the rap game fighting for one space. Now everybody want to be a rapper. They make the game accessible. Now everybody rapping. Or the real ones stand up, fist up, chicks up, turn up. Hey, oh, you down, you know.
Send me this, man. You got. I need to get that on the air. I need to get that in rotation. Like, you know what I mean?
That's Rapidemic. Rapidemic
Oh
She-Town.
my God.
Yeah, I got that's my latest album called Rapidemic that I released last year. And then
On all platforms right now, we can get that.
absolutely. Yeah, the Rapidemic. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. You know
Yeah.
what I want to ask you? What was a session? What was the sessions like? Because you got so much talent, so much game in one room. What was the sessions like, man? Can you share anything? Like, man, I just want to know.
It's interesting. It's a unique chemistry between all of you talking about between all of my brothers, huh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's an interesting dynamic. You got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, It is fun to watch. We are quite a chore to watch, but it's a great opportunity for us to come together because we have great chemistry together. So yeah, it's all good. We made Hurricane.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorites. Come on now.
Sprinkle Me, crack me up.
Sprinkle Me was just the way you came do. I'm telling you, the verse, like, oh my God, like, the way you came in was just like so crazy.
And I wrote that in 20 minutes, like literally.
What?
20 minutes. My brother was like, come on, Sugar, you got to come down here real quick and jump on this verse. I was like, dang, I got the kids. Okay, let me drop them off somewhere real quick. And so I ended up, going down there, and it ended up being just that. Like it hit today. It's something I never thought would just become so likable. But I know what it is. It's that unity, that brother and sister connection, that energy that was put in the atmosphere,
Right.
as a union. So,
y'all always had that chemistry and that love, and y'all always stuck together, man. Like, it just always intrigued me every time you guys dropped the project. It was always something fresh and always something new, and it was always going to be a new trend. Like, you guys were in the forefront of trend setting. Has that always been like a part of the vision, the ultimate vision? Hey, like, we want to set trends. We want to be the ones that kind of like, because I'm just trying to envision the atmosphere out there in Cali and Vallejo when y'all just start popping off doing it. Like, what was the environment like out there?
Actually, no. It was nothing like that. It was all a hit and miss, and it was all dive in and get in where you fit in. There was no planning. There was nothing. We just showed up and showed out. And but when we got together, we joined hands and we made it work. And that's really the truth. And that's how it was chemistry. It was definitely God made. You know what I mean? Chemistry. Yeah. And so, but it's always good, to bring together different elements of each of us, and that's in any union. You have your different giftings, you know what I mean, and everybody shares that individual gifts, and that's the benefit of it, is everybody can enjoy it and reach different people and come together like gumbo, you know what I mean. But right. It was a unique place. It's just like any other place. You see the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, I have a lot of stories to tell, and I'll be telling them in my Rapidemic. When rap became a pandemic, I have a documentary called Rapidemic, the Rapidemic, when rap became a pandemic for women in the game. And
wow, that's dope.
Yeah, and how it's a whole element of a lot of content, but trying to keep it together, because there's a lot of stories that need to be told about this game. Period.
Facts. Yes. Facts. I wanna. We're gonna go into a commercial. That it's the Vibe Show 97.9. Y'all keep it locked in with me and my queen Suga-T. Ooh.
It's a cold game trying to fit in. Mama can't control her, competition kicks in. Dang. Then she tried to be a rapper. Dang. Thought she had game, but the game got her. They ain't believe fat meat greasy. This new generation think it's easy. There's rules to this game, protocol. Disrespect those that came before you, downfall. You get better. You get better. You get better. You get better with time. You get better. You get better. You get better. It gets better with time.
Register now. We're streaming live at hiphoptv.com, December 19th, 5:30 PST, 8:30 EST. Let's get it.
You don't get old, you get better. It's a lot going on in that commercial. Talk to me about that.
You don't get old, you get better. Original game got this some still weather. Be getting down like them goons that get cheddar. They be like, come to the room, but I ain't her. They be like, thought you was WAP. I be like, Nabu, that's what you thought. No panties drop off top. Only thing drop is the album. Go cop. Yeah.
Man, again, you know what I'm saying? Now, that's another inspiring piece. Constantly nothing but inspiration, positivity and good energy being put out there. Now, putting that clip together, the message is pretty much clear, but you're really targeting that, you don't get old, you get better. I love that. And I just want to talk about the inspiration for it.
For sure. Ain't nobody real no more. Body parts bought from the store. Everybody got a cash app. His baby mama trying to find out where the cash at. He took the rent money on a stripper. His boys turned around and told him tip her. Them same homegirls trying to get his girl. Then he found out she liked girls. It's a cold game trying to fit in. Mama can't control her, competition kicks in. Then she tried to be a rapper. Thought she had game, but the game got her. See, they don't believe fat meat is greasy. This new generation think it's easy. It's rules to the game, protocol. Disrespect those that came before you, downfall. You don't get, you get better. That, watching the play, watching the show, but woke. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? And this is a message. This is a PSA that I'm giving to the world, to the game. A message to the game is what it's called. Better. Right. You know what I mean? And the crazy part is some people think, you disrespect, something gonna happen. No, girl, do you know that when boy and girl, when y'all not listening to y'all daddy, do you know the problem that it is? They giving you information to help you. The internet can only give you so much.
Right.
These different other platforms can only give you so much. And I don't care what they give you. There's no comparison to experience, period. And when they do, they're cutting their own foot off because they're the ones losing out on what they can receive and then end up running around in circles, trying to do it better than you instead of trying to partner with you and respect the fact that you even care. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just interesting because, this is what's being pushed in the industry, not just in the entertainment industry, but altogether. The age is not appreciated or respected the way it should be. And some of us are feeding into it because we continuously, position things like that, And again, most people have their own agendas why they can do it because they know that they can reach vulnerable people that's desperate, to take people out at the end of the day, you know. And instead of, so it's just, and then there's a responsibility from the youngins that they need to stop thinking that way. You know what I mean? Because nobody should be able to help you to want to take your mama out or your daddy out. Or somebody that's trying to give you some game. Your spirit is supposed to be willing to connect the dots and rock with your people. You feel me? So it's just a backwards foundation of intergenerational dysfunction and elements that destroy your foundation and the culture. You know what I mean? In the lineage in which you have come from. So it's just a big deal. And so I advocate for that because it needs to be talked about. And everybody's scared to say something. And when you do say something, the first thing people want to do is say, you bitter because you old and you played out. No, boo-boo. That's why you keep seeing me ladies raps off my tongue. Ain't nobody played out. Don't get it twisted. I'm just not interested in only talking about sex, money, alcohol, drugs, violence, and stripping and bullying because that's played out.
It has to be growth. It has to be growth. Do you think that it's forbidden though? Because I always say this, like it would be so amazing to see this amazing tour of yourself. A lot of the legend. Is that forbidden in some type of way? Just coming from a place of experience, years of experience of why we cannot see that happen. Is that forbidden for the ladies to just kick off this amazing ladies queens tour just with all you guys on it? It will be just a sellout. Why can't that happen?
Well, we've done it sporadically. We've done it. I've brought some together and produced a couple of shows on this side sporadically. It can happen, and it happens sometimes, believe it or not, but it's just politically placed. You have one side on the East Coast that might come together and bring all the East Coast girls, you know what I mean? But then maybe pick one girl over here on the West, and that's it, you know what I mean? And that suffices for the West. So it's not done correctly, and it's done politically, you know what I mean? And so, because this is a clique thing that they got going on, these cliques and
absolutely, we know that.
Groups and people who do the same things and this and that and the third, they try to group together and ungroup the others and that kind of stuff. But for me, I'm actually working on a project like that. That's why I started the museum. You know what I mean? And I'm allowing people to come and fund it, you know, and put some weight behind it that think the same way. Because you're not the only one. It's so many. That's another reason why I looked at the comments. It's so many people that want it so bad. You know, we're the ones that's not giving it. But the reality is, for me, I thought that the men was going to be a little more supportive to us, you know, but they're not in any way. They're immature thinking still, and I'm looking for them to grow up so they can learn to appreciate the older woman. You know, we might be considered hard to work with, or we might be considered old and played out, or we might be considered because we gained weight. But it's time for them to catch up. And the reason why, you got Big Lizzo, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. She big, so she okay because she young.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So stop using these excuses. This is what they do. They keep looking. This whole game is screwed up because we self-destruct ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? And it comes right from the inside, which is sickening. So when they stand up for us, it will make life much easier for us. But they're not standing up for us. You get what I'm saying? Because the youngins are taught to put us out the game. They're not taught to collaborate with us. They're taught, but they ain't gonna put us out the game because we generals. You can't take away game, period. You can't take away. I'm an heiress. Some of us are literally heiress. You can decrown a queen, but you can't decrown an heiress, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us are, you know, we serious about our heiress, you know, our queendom, and it don't have to be in front of the game all the time. So my point of saying that is, you know, sometimes you got to wait for people to grow up and see it. And unfortunately, our male counterparts have not been that mature, you know, lately. They're busy having fun still and doing it a different way. So as they continue, as I'm calling them out, that's why I'm saying it on this public channel, because it is the truth. There has to be some accountability, you know, because they helped make it like that, because they were the main ones telling us that we're too old. Go sit down and wash dishes. And then you come up and here you got Cardi B and hit them with something. You know, you got Megan Thee Stallion, you got all these other kids on here, which I have nothing against. These sisters on here that came through not doing nothing different than what we already did and what we're capable of. The only difference is they was willing to sell their tail more and get out there and show their cock. And some of us weren't willing to do that. You know, it's necessary. We didn't have to sell our cock to make it. We was able to sell our game to make it. We was able to have talent to make it. And that's what we should be standing by. But they're not standing by that in this music industry, in the whole overall picture. They're going by whoever's going to buffoon, whoever's going to help accomplish this agenda, you know what I mean? And whoever going to play this game. That's what they're going by. And it's unfair. But it's hurting. It's not hurting me. It's hurting our people. It's hurting the community that's not being fairly serviced. You know, it's missing people in different segments in generations that are being underserved. You know, it's doing a disjustice to these girls and the end of the people that are out here watching all of this. It's like these girls are modeling behind this behavior. This is serious, you know, and it's bigger than the entertainment industry. So it works hand in hand, you know. And so I want the brothers to grow up, because if they did that, they'll be saying, "Oh no, let's put our sisters on too." You know, we need the real ones to come stand up. You know, we give them power. They might need us to come take care of them one day. You know what I mean? So my point is, you know, so you have to have strategic ways to get it done, and I found those ways, and I'm working on it.
And you're doing it.
Definitely,
you're definitely doing it. The Sprinkle Me boutique is booming. You got so many different amazing products over there. Talk to me about the street empowerment movement and the Sprinkle Me boutique, and how influential it's been in the community as well.
Yes, indeed. It has been a great opportunity and great. I've started it in 2006. And so, you know, we have a variety of initiatives that we support. You know, one is the families of children with autism. We give product lines and spa and wellness and beauty products to just encourage them to stay beautiful and to stay well, and to celebrate their, you know, their beauty inside and out. And then, of course, products that we sell also goes into our Amazing Moms program. We also have an initiative for basically people who are interested in economic empowerment opportunities. So we got the Box Up program, where we provide the wholesale products to those who are interested in increasing and having another residual income or just learning business. We give them a business course, a free business course through one of my school division. And then we also, allow them to get the products in box up, where they get it wholesale and see profit from it. And don't necessarily have to be a retailer, you know what I mean? And of course, we have the retail aspect where, we just sell products in our online outlet and in stores where we're distributed at. And we also produce product lines for ourselves and other people on an ongoing basis. So we've been able to really produce some really nice products for people. We keep their product lines, we keep them confidential because that's a part of our contract, but we've been able to distribute them in all kind of commercial outlets and independent outlets. And again, we've been open since 2006. So it's been good to me and many others. And we work in a very innovative way. It's great.
Any musical influences for you? Who's Suga-T listening to these days, if anybody? I know when we want to hear some good music, I know we go back and we go listen to our favorite stuff. But just in the new wave, just interestingly, I want to know who's Suga-T like. You know what? This person here, I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Coming from the cloth that you come from.
I listen to all of them. It just depends on what mood I'm in and when I listen. I don't really have a lot of time to listen because I'm always on the phone making calls. I run a company, a full-out enterprise, so I'm on the phone, delegating work, speaking to my team, training, my staff or team, putting together a committee, doing an interview or a review, you know what I'm saying, producing something. It's just ongoing. So I don't get a lot of time to listen, but when I do tune in, I'll be hearing stuff and I don't know who they be, to be honest with you.
Right.
They pretty much all sound the same. They got the talk box on their voices, when they sing and stuff. So it's hard to distinguish, but I be hearing some bumping stuff,
Yeah, them beats be banging. I ain't gonna lie. If nothing else, the beats be banging. And when you've been in the game for so long, you get to hear and stuff or whatever. You hear those beats, and it just it could spark something. You know what I mean? Definitely can spark something. I want to give some shout outs. Allow you to be able to give some shout outs to your fans, to your family, your amazing team that works for you, and anybody else you want to give some flowers to. Let's just go on and give them their flowers right now.
Yes, I just want to give a shout out to the Sugar Rush movement, music, motivation, and media, all that have given some sort of investment into it and belief into it. And thank you. Shout out to the fans who keep it 100, who stand woke. Shout out to you guys, the vibe.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for listening, playing my music, and interviewing me, and being patient. And shout out the message to the game. Make sure you get the new album. It'll be coming out. It's called Eris I Am. It's a musical to the new museum. And it definitely will be a soundtrack that we will bring a variety of awareness, combined with it. And excited to be able to do that. And make sure you guys go to my birthday party. It's going to be really nice. We're going to be streaming live again, 5:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time at the workitproject.org/events.com. /events. Again, the workitproject.org/events, or you can get it at hiphoptv.com. All right. And follow me at Suga-T, SUGA-T. All right. Take care of yourself. That's my shout out.
Absolutely. And before we get out of here, I would definitely like to run the commercial one more time. You guys make sure y'all keep it locked in. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Y'all keep it locked. We coming right back and closing with the one and only Suga-T.
Guess what, y'all? 50 to new 30. Celebrate with me the legendary Suga-T's virtual birthday benefit pop-up dedicated to support parents of children with autism. Check out special exhibits, celebrity and guest performances, and pop-ins from people like Lenny Williams, CeCe Peniston, Tara Kemp,
Candyman, Chup Rock, Rappin' Forte, DJ Spinderella, Lady of Rage, Jail Felony, The Click, and more. And get a sneak preview of my latest musical, Eris I Am. Help us celebrate and to unsilence the nonverbal voices on the autism spectrum for the holiday season from your couch. Sponsored by the Her Museum. Register now at hermuseum.org or theworkingproject.org/donate. Don't miss it, 5:30 PST and 8:30 EST on hiphoptv.com.
Y'all make sure y'all tune in, lock in, get those donations in. You guys make sure that you go and get your tickets. It's definitely going to be virtual as well for the people that cannot physically be able to make it out there. Sugar, I just want to thank you so much and let you know that you are part of this Vibe family now. We have your back 1,000, whatever you need from us. Just let me know. And we definitely have you. We're going to continue to support you. We love you so much for all that you've given us over the years and still giving us right now. We love you and your family. And we want to just, I want to personally just thank you because this one was really, really special for me. It was personal for me. Definitely a huge, huge fan and will always be. And I just want to wish you, for me and my team and staff, more blessings and more success with everything that you're doing right now and everything that you're going to be doing in the future. For real, for real.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys also.
Absolutely. We can't wait to get you back on here again. Let's put those social platforms out there in ways that people can actually connect with you again.
Yeah, definitely. You can follow me once again at Suga-T, Sugar-T, in which I ain't hard to find. Just Google me, Suga-T. Make sure you put the dash in it. It's easier. And be sure to continue to stay connected with the movement.
Absolutely. Y'all make sure y'all go and follow the Queen right now on IG right now at Suga-T. It's Sugar_T_. Y'all make sure y'all get locked in. Music streaming on all platforms right now. This is the Queen, a legend. So all you got to do is just Google the name and all of the accolades and all of the information to get connected. It's right there. Stop playing games. It's the Vibe Show 97.9 with me and my sister Queen, Suga-T. We love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there. Move with caution. Y'all know my slogan. More love, less hate makes the world a better place. It's the Vibe Show. We all love you, Sugar.
Blessings. One love.